For years, a very vocal corner of the internet has been saying the same thing about Jared Leto, that the allegations were there, that people knew, and that somehow nothing ever stuck. Well, that's about to change, dramatically, along with Leto's summer vibes. This week, the BBC released a documentary that 10 women agreed to be a part of. 9 of them shared their stories publicly for the very first time. And their chilling testimonies just raised the question that's been floating around Hollywood for decades. Is Jared Leto a real-life Hollywood villain? According to the bombshell BBC documentary, the answer to that question is pretty straightforward, and it's hiding in plain sight. Right there in the title, Jared Leto, Hollywood's Dark Secret. The documentary features 10 women. 4 of them allege specific criminal conduct. All of the alleged offenses took place when they were teenagers, and all of them say their encounters with Leto happened between 2002 and 2016, when he was in his 30s and 40s. Isabel, who kept her real name anonymous, was 17 when she says she met Leto in Las Vegas in 2002. Allegedly, Leto told Isabel that he'd be willing to meet her at his hotel. But when she went to the address, she came across, in her own words, a dingy, gross motel. Though Isabel thought that this was just a meeting spot and that they would go elsewhere, she was wrong. Because Leto allegedly called her into the bathroom while he was showering. The rest of the exchange was blood-curdling. As Isabel retold, "I don't think there was many words exchanged, and he opened the shower curtain and started kissing me. He then grabbed my hand and used it to bait himself." With tears in her eyes, Isabel says she only recently stopped blaming herself for the event, and that was just one testimony. According to an ex-crew member whose identity was kept a secret by the production team, Jared Leto had a very specific request while he was touring the world with his award-winning group, 30 Seconds to Mars, offering female models free VIP tickets to their concerts. That's how a former model, Alex, also a pseudonym, got to meet Leto. As she recalls, Alex was 19 when she attended a 30 Seconds to Mars concert in London back in 2013. At an after-party, she alleges that Leto's assistant encouraged her to come to a second gathering at a nearby hotel. Upon her arrival, Alex found no party but a dark room with just Leto waiting. When she asked if she could stay the night on the chaise longue, Leto's response was a graphic threat of sexual assault, which thankfully didn't take place after Alex immediately left the place. Clara, another woman who wanted to protect her real name and identity, alleges she first had sex with Leto when she was 17 and he was 34 at his home in California back in 2006. Before that happened, Clara says she told Leto that her father was in law enforcement and that she knew with certainty that in California the age of consent was 18. Leto's response? A shrug of the shoulders. Like it wasn't a huge concern for him, as Clara recalls. Leto then allegedly took Clara and her friend to his home, told the other girl she could wait in the computer room while they hung out, and went on to have with Clara. Her age at the time means this would be classed as statutory R. And then there's Etta, 16 years old when she met Leto at a modeling agency in LA in 2014. After getting her number, Leto quickly began calling Etta regularly, making explicit phone calls, all while knowing that she was 16, asking deeply inappropriate questions and at least once suggesting they should have sex. And somehow, that wasn't the most disturbing part. Allegedly, when Etta stopped responding, she received an NDA, sent on behalf of Leto's lawyer, a document she refused to sign. The most stomach-churning moment in the documentary doesn't involve an alleged sexual encounter, a shady hotel room, or an unexpected NDA. It involves a 14-year-old, at a concert, in broad daylight. Taylor, the teenage girl at the time, watched Leto perform at a music festival in 2005. And after the concert, she wanted to get his autograph. Holding out her t-shirt, thinking he would sign on her arm or her stomach, Taylor was surprised when Leto signed across her chest and told her she had a nice Leto then allegedly instructed his bodyguard to take the teenager backstage without ever asking her if she wanted to. Taylor's mother was right by her side when all this happened and when she confronted Leto, and he responded by making the same lewd comment. Everything about the BBC doc screams, "Cancel Leto already." And unfortunately, this is not the first time we're hearing the internet saying that. But the online commentary wasn't the only signal that something was wrong. James Gunn, the director who would go on to run DC Studios, had multiple posts implying Leto had a pattern of behavior with underage girls, even though he later deleted the said posts and publicly apologized. Before beginning production on the bombshell piece, The BBC counted more than 120 separate allegations made online relating to Leto's behavior towards women. In June 2025, 9 women accused Leto of sexual impropriety in a piece by airmail. Leto was quick to deny all the allegations found in that article. So far, the award-winning actor and frontman hasn't addressed the latest allegations against him. If his alleged victims and that certain part of the internet are right, Leto's much-awaited canceling may be just around the corner.
Now to the explosive allegations against Oscar-winning actor Jared Leto, a new documentary from the BBC featuring interviews with a number of women, 2 who claim he sexually assaulted them when they were teenagers. Leto calling their claims absolutely and categorically false. Here's ABC's Kana Whitworth.
He's the rock star turned actor who won an Oscar for his role in Dallas Buyers Club.
I'm Ram.
Starring in a string of Hollywood movies like Tron Ares and Masters of the Universe. But tonight, Jared Leto is facing new allegations of sexual misconduct from multiple women in the BBC documentary Jared Leto, Hollywood's Dark Secret. ABC has not independently verified these claims. 4 of the women say they were teenagers when they met Leto, who was in his 30s and 40s.
Oh, sorry, I gotta get myself together.
This woman claiming Leto sexually assaulted her when she was 17 at a motel after he approached her at a mall.
I don't even know how to say this part, but he grabbed my hand and he, I guess, started touching himself with my hand.
Another woman telling the BBC Leto knew she was underage.
I had mentioned to him that my dad was in law enforcement, that I knew with certainty that here in California, the age of consent is 18. He just kind of shrugged it off like it wasn't a huge concern for him.
She alleges they had sex when she was 17.
He told me, I would like you to call me daddy, and it was either pretend to be a little girl or my little girl.
Tonight, Leto denying the allegations, saying in a statement, I have never sexually assaulted anyone in my entire life. These claims are absolutely and categorically false. And Leto has faced allegations of sexual misconduct in the past, which he also denied.
In today's Men I Hate Music update, a big duh about this documentary that came out. The most shocking thing I think about this is only 4 women so far that have come out with accusations, and the title of this being Hollywood's Dark Secret, I'd probably rename this as Hollywood's Thing Everybody Openly Talks About All the Time, because I work in music. I actually don't know anyone who doesn't have a weird story about Jared Leto, like friend of a friend, things like that. I've talked about this in the past. Jared Leto, not a great guy, according to reports. But anyways, this feels a little validating. I've talked about Jared Leto in the past and got a lot of hate. So believe women, and we'll see how this unfolds.